Hello and welcome. This is a Blender tutorial for adding green screens to your videos. Okay, this is Blender 2.78 and I recorded some footage. First the movie, where I sit in front of a mobile green screen. This is really short. And the goal is to hide this area in the node editor. Instead of the green, I want to display this background image, and above all this is a window image with a transparent area, and it should be like that. You look through this window and I am sitting inside of this window and the background image behind me. Okay, now let's open the node editor and erase this render layers node and check the checkbox use nodes. We'll also enable the screencast keys, and now let's insert our footage. First the background image. Press Shift A and then insert an image. Press open and select the background image. Here it is. It is, I think, about 700 pixels, so we have to use a scale node later on. But first let's insert the movie clip. Again, press open. Select the movie. Okay, here it is, and the last image will be the window. Okay, we have all our footage together here in the node editor. Now let's start with the background. As I said, this background image is a bit small, so press Shift A and insert a scale node. You will find this in the distort section. Distort and scale, and connect the image slots and scale it up to about, multiply it by 2 and connect it here to the composite. And now we don't see anything because we have to open the UV image editor, press F12 and render it, and here is the background. Perhaps I scale it up a little bit more. Okay, and now do the same for the window image. I know this image is rather big, and I will scale it down a little bit. So I duplicate this scale node and set it to about 0.9. Okay, now let's overlay these images. Press Shift A and select Alpha Over. And this Alpha Over node you connect here with the image slot of the window image and the other one with the image slot of the background image, and then you connect it to the composite. Okay, the output now is really small. This is because the default render size is set to 50%. Now select the render tab and change it to 100%. Render again by pressing F12, and now this matches. Great, now let's insert this movie here to the alpha over. The connection we made to the background is erased. That's okay, but we will connect it again. This means we have to duplicate this alpha over node by pressing Shift D, and then we reconnect the background like this. And again, we don't see anything because there's one thing we have to do. We have to set the pre-mul of the alpha over node to 1. I guess we could also just check the convert pre-mul, this checkbox here. Okay, like this. And then we notice that our footage, the movie, is a bit too large. So let's add a scale node again. I can just duplicate this scale node here, move it down, and yeah, let's say we change it to about 0.7. Yeah, that's okay, but the offset of the image is not correct. So let's insert a transform node. We could also do a translate, but I will use the transform now, because then we can get rid of the scale node, because we can do the scaling and setting the offset in one node now. So remove the scale node and just use the transform node. Okay, so scale it down again. And then we change the offset of the image. A little bit more to the right. And that's okay. I'll leave it like that. Okay. Very good. But we still see the green background. So how would we get rid of this green background? Very easy. We have to insert a keying node. Let's do this. Press Shift A. Then move to Matte and Keying. And just place it between the movie and the transform node. And now we have to choose the color. Choose this color picker and just click onto this green area. And here you can see it disappears and we see the background image through this now transparent window. Okay, what I do now for the keying parameters is I really just play a little bit around with them, with the clip black and the clip white. Really every movie is different as far as lighting and also the colors is concerned. You really have to try. There are values like setting the feather to get a kind of border around the areas which are not green. I play around with these values just to get the best result. I suggest just to try this. Okay, now we're done and we can render this movie. So set the output directory here in the render tab. Then define the encoding. I'm using H.264 and MP4, and then click animation and the movie will be rendered. Okay, you don't have to watch the full rendering of 250 frames. Here is the final result and I'm quite happy with this. I really hope you like this tutorial. If you do, please let me know, and here's the link to subscribe to my channel. And here you can see links to other Blender videos that could be interesting for you as well. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and see you soon here on my channel.